In this lesson, we're going to discuss absolute value equations, our objectives, and now if a is a positive number, then the absolute value of x is equal to a, is equivalent to x equals a, or x equals negative a. Because if you remember, absolute value is how far away a value is away from zero. It could be both a positive or a negative number. So when we're solving an absolute value equation, we need to set this side up, whatever is in that grouping symbol of the absolute value, we need to set it equal to both the positive and the negative. So to solve it, we start by eliminating the absolute value symbols and set it to the positive and negative. We're going to subtract 6 from both sides. For this left, for the positive, we're going to end up with 2n's equal negative 2, and for the negative side, 2n is equal to negative 10. We divide both of the sides in both equations by 2, so n is equal to negative 1, or n could be equal to negative 5. On this one, the absolute value has something subtracted from it, so we need to begin by isolating the absolute value symbol by adding 6 to both sides. After we've isolated the absolute value, then we set it to the positive and negative. Where I've noticed students making mistakes is they try to set this up to the positive and negative. That is not correct yet. You have to isolate this absolute value symbol first. We're going to divide both sides by 2 in both of the equations, so x is equal to 5, or x is equal to negative 5. Notice this absolute value is equal to 0. Well, there is no positive or negative 0, so we only set it up equal to 0. Divide by 7. So in this case, z is equal to 0. Again, we have something along with the absolute value sign, so we start by subtracting 7 from both sides. However, there is no solution because an absolute value can never be equal to a negative number. So when you start out with a negative on this side, you are done. There is no solution. This was a little bit more complicated because there's absolute value signs on both sides. What you have to do is still set it up for the positive and for the negative. And on this side, we simply are going to distribute that negative 1 across the parentheses. Now solve each one of them. Subtract 6y from both sides on the positive side. Here we're going to add 6y to both sides. Then we're going to subtract 1, and then subtract 1 on this side as well. So we're going to have 3y equal 3, or 15y is equal to negative 5. So y is equal to 1, or y is equal to negative 5 over 15, which simplifies to negative 1/3. Very good. You're ready to begin practice on your own.